And we're back with part 3 of this week's YAWA. I had to jump in there quick before Ethan got to do the introduction. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten to do a single introduction this series.
If this is your first time to our channel, welcome. And please hit the subscribe button. I wanted to mention that I was looking at some analytics. And they said that 80% of the people that watch our videos, which happens to be, there's about 500,000 views every month right now, which is pretty cool. We're still small time for YouTube, but it's big for us. And of those 500,000 views, 80% of them are done by people that don't subscribe to the channel. So if you are one of those non-subscribers, please subscribe. It helps us out. Now, we're going to answer your questions.
So, first question from James Schick on Facebook. Is reassuring your dog when introducing them to a new situation or challenge bad, or is the reassurance more for the mental health of the owner-trainer? For example, some dogs are distressed when going to the vet, and owners will say, it's okay to reassure or calm the animal.
This question sounds so specific. It almost seems loaded.
Like that they have a specific answer that they're hoping for?
No, like they've heard the specific answer from me directly, because this is like a very, very, very specific question that I talk about all the time because it happens almost every single time that somebody brings their dog into the kennel. Not every single, but a lot. Dog is unsure, even if it's just a little bit. It's just mild. Hey, this is new. Don't know you. Don't know these dogs. Don't know this situation. And you see that instantly. We try and apply our personal feelings or how we feel like we may want to be treated to the dog. And that ends up in exactly how I said, oh, it's okay, buddy. Oh, good dog. You're fine.
We call that
good.
Coddling.
Well, it's coddling, but at the same time, it's reinforcement-based training, right? So the dog's sitting there apprehensive, shaking, scared, barking, whatever. And you're sitting there saying, it's okay. And basically the same kind of manner that you would say, good dog when they do something right. You're giving them love and affection.
You're giving them attention.
Yep.
For that behavior.
Which is reinforcement, positive reinforcement for the behavior. And it's 100% their idea. So reinforcement-based training goes from pretty effective to ridiculously effective when it's 100% the dog's idea.
And then they think that it's okay, and they're going to get this attention for acting unsure in any situation.
Yeah, these are okay response to this situation.
We actually get asked this a lot in regards to other behaviors as well. So it's a good question that I wanted to hit on, because people will say, my dog is really food aggressive or growls if we start petting him or messing with him or putting our hands in his food bowl. And I say, well, what do you do when that happens? We tell them, oh, it's okay. It's okay. We're not going to take your food. It's okay. Don't worry. And just like Ethan said, that's reinforcement-based training. So you're reinforcing that what that dog is doing, growling, grumbling, being stiff when you're messing with him and his food is okay. And it's definitely not okay.
Not okay. So on to the how maybe you could go about it a little bit differently.
Yes, I was going to just go there.
Well, I went there. This is what I would say is, most of the time, we're just going to ignore the behavior, unless the behavior is not ignorable, but ignore the behavior. And then once they have calmed down and that has gone away, then reward them. Say, oh, good dog. This is good behavior. Pat, pat, pat on the side. You're doing it right now. And then if it comes back, you're going to try and ignore it again. The other side of it can be just to redirect focus. So a little, this would be a Caesar Milan, whatever he does with his mouth and his little, but it's a focus redirector. It's just enough of a slightly attention-getting noise, and they see movement and things. So he's got his hand involved. It's just, hey, and then they look at you and they stop what they're doing, and then again you can say, good dog. All right, be done with that. You don't need to be growling, whining, shaking, barking, whatever you're doing. That's not what we're looking for.
And something that we utilize a lot to help dogs when they're coming into the kennel and they're unsure and not comfortable being here for the first little bit is we use our treadmill a lot of times to give them something else to think about. Make them focus on something else instead of worrying.
And if you haven't seen this, we have a video that shows how to teach your dog, yes, your dog, to run on a treadmill.
And that's something that's just going to build a lot of mental stability as well, so that coming into other new environments is going to be that much less stressful on them. So we use it. You probably have seen it on our Instagram story a lot. We also use it to help keep dogs quieted down because they are thinking about running and working and maintaining a pace and not thinking about the other training sessions that they're missing out on and whining and complaining about it.
Well, it's great mental and physical stimulation that happens at the same time, because they have to focus on what they're doing as well as they're actively moving.
Yes. So that was a really great question, James. I'm glad you asked it. Next question from Drew Clements on Facebook. I know that you encourage light tug of war to encourage a natural tug, but do you continue into adulthood as a game or eliminate it after the pup is retrieving well? Also, do you allow brace mates to play tug of war with each other? So I'm not 100% sure about the last part with the brace mates to play tug of war with each other. Litter mates, for sure, they play tug with each other with toys and things like that as they're developing through 8 weeks old. And then obviously they're going to new homes, so they'll be separated. Brace mates, though, if we're talking about doing retrieves with older dogs that are working on retrieving drills or in the field over birds, we definitely don't allow them to play tug of war over items like that. In those situations, we actually recall the dog that doesn't have the retrieve first, or if there's two handlers, the handler that's handling that dog will recall that dog so that the dog that's got the retrieve first, whether it's a bumper or a bird, can complete that retrieve without being pestered and hounded by another dog.
Yep. So the biggest thing to keep in mind here is anything your dog is doing, they're conditioning themselves to. So when we start the tug aspect of things, and now I have another new little puppy coming soon. We're not going to do an entire series, but we are going to incorporate him into some of the places that we may have holes in the other series. So it'll be like
and
the
revisit
series
things.
of holes.
Yeah, and revisit the things that people have a lot of questions about. Tug of war.
Tug of war is one of them because there's
biting, crate training, potty training are some of the big ones.
If we get a biter, it doesn't happen very often. I mean, but we will try. We will try.
I was just going to mention in the last Muddy Benny puppy update video, we actually had a little puppy biting issue during our water introduction.
Oh, yeah. I was down taking pictures and came up and bit me right on the face. So.
Oh, I was talking about when they bit me. And
okay. So maybe we'll have a biter.
We might.
But
we'll see.
The tug aspect of things, which is where this question was about originally,
We digress.
The puppy aspect of things, it kind of ends with the puppy phase. And what we are looking to do is a very specific progression of get them excited about tug, develop a strong natural grip and natural hold. And then we start going from this tugging game to actually giving to them, like here, now hold it, good dog. Then doing a slightly less tugging, and that just kind of stimulates that Attn, and it will help to develop a natural hold from puppyhood on. Now, as soon as we've got that, we're going to utilize it less and less and less and less to where it's not necessary at all anymore.
And then while they're holding, we'll give them a lot of praise and
good dog.
Physical attention in a calm manner.
100%.
Especially pulling them and swinging them into a more heel position, which is something that we try and develop in our puppies because that's a behavior that we're going to develop and really condition in our adult dogs for further testing and training.
And now that we've developed this really strong hold in a dog that may be predisposed to almost try and fight us a little bit for those retrieves now, because we've played tug, it's we do two things. You're either going to just open their mouth and take it from them, take the bumper or bird or whatever from them, which is very easy when they're small, or we utilize a small flanking technique, which is reaching down, just giving a light tug on their flank, and they'll go and leave whatever was in their mouth in your hand. So I'm going to put together another video to kind of show that and shed a little more light on, because there are quite a few questions of.
We did have a tug of war video on the docket. We just need a puppy.
We just need a puppy. Yeah.
And we've
So,
got one coming soon this
coming
weekend.
soon to a household near you.
Our household.
Yeah.
So next question, which is a really good one and pretty short, from Dan Camp on Facebook. What model do you guys use for belly collars? Seems like I can only find the straps for neck collars online.
Well, this is great because you're not going to, if you continue to look, this would be something that's kind of funny. I've been in the same situation as you. There are flash collars that are designed for dogs to be worn in hunt tests. And I have always heard them referred to as brace collars because your brace mates are separated. We're getting there. The brace collars have an orange side and a green side, and you flip them back and forth to show whether your dog A or B in the running order. If you have two dogs that look similar, judges can pick out which is which very quickly and easily. So there's no confusion. Now,
or less confusion.
So there's less confusion. So I looking for some brace collars. Well, that's not a thing that exists.
That's
flash
not what
collars,
they're called, so it makes it really hard to find them.
They're only available in a couple places unless somebody's making them custom, which a lot of people are doing now. But they're called flash collars, and once you figure that out, they're very easy to find on a couple different gun dog supply websites. So
the same can be said when you're searching for belly collar.
The belly collar is only referred to as a belly collar based on the position of where you place the collar. It is the exact same unit that goes around the dog's neck.
So we're using DT Systems collars. We, in training, are using the 1820 series, which can have up to 3 dogs on it. And we use 2 collars then that we can switch back and forth with the same transmitter, one on their neck, one on their belly. But DT Systems has quite a few units and models that have 3-dog or 2-dog units that you could get so that you can have an add-on collar so that you can use one transmitter and have both a neck collar and a belly collar at the same time. They've got the RAP 1400, the RAP 1450, the MR 1100, the H2O 1850, and they've got their SPT series of both beeper and non-beeper collars. But if you're getting the SPT series, you need to know ahead of time to make sure that you order the 2-dog unit because the transmitter is different. If you've only got 1 dog, you get this transmitter that only runs 1 dog. If you want a 2-dog unit, you have to order a different transmitter that's going to be used for 2 collars. Whether you order both collars, the add-on collars at the same time or not, that's up to
that
you,
only comes as the 2-dog or a 1-dog. So it's a.
Does it come with the add-on in it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you get it as the 2-dog package. So the SPT is one of the foundation collar units that they created, and back in the day, all of the collars were you either got your 1-dog or your 2-dog or everything, and then they made I'm going to go with maybe 10 or 12 years ago, they came out with their plus models, maybe less than that. They came out with what they refer to as plus models, and then every new collar that's come out since then have pretty much all been quote unquote plus models. So you buy your 1-dog unit and they're expandable. So
great question.
It's a really good question.
Do you think we have time for one more? One more short one?
Sure.
I don't know if I got a short one. They're all kind of long.
Just read one. I'll make it short. I'll talk real fast.
From Max_running02 on Instagram. Have you ever considered sled dog sports to keep your dogs in shape?
I think that sounds like a fantastic idea. The only thing that we are missing here in Kansas is snow.
But we do something similar, if you think about it. We rode our dogs, so we're hooking them up to harnesses. They're not necessarily exactly like a pulling sledding harness, but it allows them to stay in a controlled position, work really hard, and help condition themselves in a controlled situation. I know that there's a lot of people that use similar, like ski joring or bike joring or run joring, and they're getting pulled in that sense where the dogs are pulling against and having that resistance to help build muscle and condition. I don't like to run enough to do that, and I'm scared to do it off a bike, but Ethan's not, so maybe we'll get to see a video of that someday.
Ethan's not. I guess I'm not.
I'm volunteering him for this activity.
Yeah, but you've done rollerblade joring.
True. That's true. But we don't have enough concrete where we're at now. We have too much gravel. So, oh darn, biking it is.
We don't even own a bike.
We'll get a bike. Because I want to video this.
Okay, well, bike joring coming to a YouTube channel near you.
Thank you guys for watching part 3 of this week's YAWA. We will be back shortly, and be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss Ethan's bike joring video coming soon.